Muscle cars are unique, exciting, and fun, but not all muscle cars were created equal, and throughout the period, there were bound to be some designs that fell through the cracks. Sometimes the car as a whole is bad, and other times there are only certain generations and years that are failures. As car manufacturers and enthusiasts push the limit further and further, we expect to see more interesting muscle cars in the future. Until then, here are some of the worst muscle cars from the past. The 1974 Pontiac Ventura GTO. Make no mistake about it, many iterations of the Pontiac GTO are considered to be among the best muscle cars of the 70s and 80s. Pontiac was a muscle car company, and they knew what they were doing. However, 1974 was a pretty bad year for these otherwise gorgeous cars. Pontiac added GTO as a trim option to Ventura to revive sales. It was a marketing ploy with decals on the standard Ventura body kit. The 200 horsepower Ventura GTO was a failure and is considered one of the worst muscle cars. Some say it was more of a chubby station wagon than a muscle car. The 1978 Ford Mustang II King Cobra. The 1978 Ford Mustang II King Cobra was the king of the worst muscle cars to be part of this line, at least in terms of power. It only packed about 140 horsepower, and with its bulky frame, this meant terrible performance ratings. Ford outsmarted Pontiac by jazzing up their car with a flaming Cobra, body kit, and spoilers, attracting buyers. Despite becoming a collector's item, the King Cobra remains one of the worst muscle cars of its era. 1980 Plymouth Volare Road Runner. Looney Tunes lied to you. If you look at the science, Road Runners aren't crazy fast. Perhaps that's why Plymouth called one of the worst muscle cars it's ever made the Road Runner. The Road Runner was a flop, lacking standout looks and power, with a mere 120 horsepower. Its top speed of 99 miles per hour made it one of the slowest cars of its time. Despite its shortcomings, it's now a collector's item due to its rarity and nostalgic appeal. 1977's Chevrolet Monza Mirage. The Chevrolet Monza Mirage was a compact car that received a good reception for its many amenities and trim options. However, it had a weak engine. Chevrolet's attempt with the 1977 Monza Mirage muscle car fell flat with its underwhelming 145 horsepower from a 305 engine. With only 4,000 produced, it was swiftly recognized as one of the worst muscle cars, prompting Chevy to revert to sportier options. 1980's Mercury Capri RS. The 1980 Mercury Capri RS was a stylish-looking car with a unique front-end design and a large air intake that put a twist on standard car design. The Mercury Capri RS, resembling an upscale Mustang, suffered from a lackluster 2.3-liter turbocharged engine, producing a mere 88 horsepower. With a top speed of only 99 miles per hour, it lagged far behind its competitors, feeling more like a relic from 15 years prior. 1982's Chevrolet Camaro Iron Duke. A lot of car fans do not want to see a Camaro on a list of the worst muscle cars ever made. And trust me, I get it. Camaros are very beautiful cars with amazing body styles and usually a lot of horses behind their engine. The 1982 Chevrolet Camaro Iron Duke, despite its sleek body, fell short as one of the weakest muscle cars due to its feeble four-cylinder engine, generating a mere 90 horsepower. With a laughable 0 to 60 time of 20 seconds, it failed to live up to the muscle car standard despite its durable engine, which found more fitting homes in station wagons. 1971 Chevy Vega. The Vega's aluminum engine guzzled motor oil like it was its job. John DeLorean, who was the head of Chevrolet at the time, famously wrote in his book that he knew it was a bad sign when the Vega literally fell apart 8 miles into a test run. Before we move on, please support us by hitting subscribe and the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. Now, let's get back to our topic. 1979 Oldsmobile 4x42. Though most people who are under 30 would remember Oldsmobile for being popular with old people, this was a brand that used to be known for high-performance vehicles back in the day. The 1979 Oldsmobile 4x42 epitomized this decline, boasting a mere 115 horsepower and sporting a boxy design that failed to impress. With a top speed capped at 109 miles per hour, it's widely regarded as one of the worst muscle cars of its time. 1978 AMC Gremlin GT. AMC, once dominant on the racetrack, saw a decline with the AMC Gremlin. Initially quirky but lacking appeal, AMC attempted to transform it into a muscle car due to its sluggish engine. However, with only 90 horsepower and a subpar top speed, it failed to impress. Coupled with its unattractive design, the Gremlin stands out as one of the weakest muscle cars, evidenced by its limited sales of just 3,000 units. 1971 Ford Pinto. Though there seems to be a decent number of people who love the Ford Pinto, please don't crucify me for saying this, but it was one of the worst muscle cars ever made. These are just facts, and it was even considered to be one of the worst cars of all time by Team Magazine. The Ford Pinto, known for its bland appearance, lacked horsepower, with the runabout 1600cc option delivering just 75 horsepower and a top speed of 85 miles per hour. Its rear-mounted engine posed fire risks in collisions, alongside electrical issues, earning it a spot as one of the most dangerous and low-quality cars. Pontiac Trans, Am-Kit from the 80s TV series Knight Rider, was a Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Setting aside the futuristic design, no, it didn't actually come with those flashing red lights, the standard engine only produced 90 horsepower. DeLorean DMC-12. The 1981 DeLorean DMC-12 was made famous in Back to the Future, but it featured a serious lack of performance in the real world. The car's V6 took 10.5 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour. It would take Doc and Marty quite a while to reach the 88 miles per hour needed for time travel. 1976 Chevrolet Camaro. The Chevrolet Camaro is still a top-selling muscle car today, but its mid-1970s model was one of its worst. By the 1970s, the Chevrolet Camaro lost most of its performance due to dropping its more powerful engine and going to a more fuel-efficient 5.0-liter. Outside of its performance, Chevrolet also made changes to the body of the Camaro, resulting in a bumper that destroyed the car's aerodynamic abilities. Dodge Charger Daytona. Dodge produced this model for only a year, from 1976 to 1977, as the car was a reproduction of the Chrysler Cordoba, but the company did not improve its engine and kept the 145 horsepower V6 engine, and therefore the car did not meet expectations. 1972 Lancia Beta. The Lancia Beta gained a good reputation initially, but it soon became known for being rust-prone, especially with the early models. The cause of this issue was never confirmed, but it is believed to be due to poor rust-proofing techniques and factory strikes. These corrosion problems resulted in recalls, which damaged Lancia's reputation and led to a decline in sales, causing them to withdraw from right-hand drive markets in 1994. If you found today's video informative, please show your support by giving us a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel, and turning on notifications for future updates. Let us know your opinions in the comments section below.